Why are you hurting Mommy?
This is Frazier's story. One of 3 puppies nearly euthanized because of a tragic misunderstanding. Then a DNA test changed his fate and brought him into my life. His story actually began long before he came into my life. 3 puppies were abandoned at the Iowa ASPCA in Des Moines. At first, the shelter staff believed they were coyote puppies. Because of that assumption, they were at risk of being euthanized. Thankfully, a wildlife sanctuary stepped in before that happened. They had doubts about the puppy's identity and wanted to make sure they knew exactly what they were dealing with. When people see him for the first time, they almost always have the same reaction. They stop, stare, and wonder if they are looking at a wolf. A DNA test confirmed what they suspected. These weren't coyotes, they were wolfdog puppies. Once that was understood, the sanctuary worked to find appropriate homes for all 3 puppies. That is how this incredible animal eventually became part of my life. In the beginning, he was cautious about almost everything. He didn't immediately trust new people or new situations, and I knew I couldn't force him to become comfortable. I had to let him learn that he was safe at his own pace. One of the things that helped us build a bond was something very simple. Whenever he fell asleep, I would gently pick him up and let him sleep on me. Over time, those quiet moments created a sense of trust between us. He learned that I wasn't going to hurt him, and I learned how important it was to respect his boundaries. Living with a wolf dog is definitely different from living with an ordinary dog. Here in New Hampshire, there are no restrictions against owning a wolf dog, although breeding and selling them is not allowed. So I have had the opportunity to learn firsthand just how unique these animals can be. For a long time, I had never even heard him bark. Most of his communication comes through huffs and howls. He has several different kinds of howls, and I've slowly learned that they can mean very different things. Sirens bring out one kind of howl. When he hears them, he often mimics the tone, blending a soft huff with a howl that almost seems to follow the sound of the siren. He also reacts to certain vehicles and familiar sounds in the neighborhood. When one particular neighbor drives by, he has his own special response. It is noticeably different from the howl he makes when he hears a siren. Then there is the howl he uses when he simply wants my attention. If he is outside on the deck while I'm inside, he sometimes gives me this soft, almost lonely little howl. It sounds more like a gentle reminder that he knows I'm in the house and would really like me to come outside or let him back in.
Gentle. Good job.
He is incredibly intelligent. One of his favorite things to do is climb onto large boulders. From up there, he gets a better view of everything happening around him. He can sit quietly and watch his surroundings, almost like he is keeping an eye on the entire area.
Where'd it go? Don't eat it. Oh, it's all gone. You popped it. You gotta be gentle.
He is also remarkably good at solving problems. There have been times when I didn't even realize he had figured out how to open a gate until I discovered that he had already gone through it. Watching him work something out is fascinating because you can almost see the wheels turning in his head. He studies things, remembers what he has learned, and finds his own way around obstacles. And physically, there is no hiding what he is. When we go out in public, people often stop and ask whether he is a wolf. His appearance definitely makes people curious. He doesn't have the typical behavior people expect from a dog either. He rarely wags his tail, and he isn't particularly interested in being petted by strangers. Sometimes, if he sniffs someone and then leans toward them, I know he is comfortable enough for them to gently touch him under the chin, but that kind of trust has to come from him. With the people he has truly connected with, he can be incredibly affectionate. He simply doesn't show affection in the same way a typical dog might. He has his own rules, his own boundaries, and his own way of communicating. More than anything, he loves being free. He's happiest outside, running, exploring, and taking in everything around him. Sometimes he suddenly breaks into a burst of zoomies, racing around like he has somewhere important to go. Then, just as quickly, he settles down and stretches out on the bed, completely relaxed. 1 minute he's full of wild energy, and the next he's perfectly content to do nothing at all. He's also very aware of his scent. He'll stop, sniff around, and sometimes run off as if he's checking where he's left his mark. It's a small reminder that even though he's part of my family, there's still something wild in him. I sometimes think he can sense my emotions, but he still does everything on his own terms. Even when I'm having a hard day, he doesn't always come over to comfort me. If I'm crying, he can almost seem to look at me as if he is wondering why I'm making such a fuss. That is just who he is. He isn't a typical dog, and he isn't a wild wolf living in the forest. He exists somewhere in between, with a personality and instincts that make him completely unique. What makes his story so special is that a simple DNA test gave these puppies a second chance at life. Having him in my life has taught me that animals don't have to fit our expectations. They just need someone willing to understand and accept them for who they are.
Thinks that you really love dogs. And you want to know what? The TikTok algorithm is actually incredibly accurate.
If you enjoyed his story, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who loves animals, and subscribe to the channel for more rescue stories. And if you're thinking about adopting, I hope you'll remember that the best match isn't always the animal that looks perfect on paper. Take your time, learn what that animal truly needs, and make sure you can give it a safe and loving home for the rest of its life. Thank you so much for watching and for caring about animals like him. Every share, every like, and every kind decision to adopt can make a difference.